So today we're going to talk about VAERS, which stands for Vaccine Adverse Event Reporting System, and its role in keeping track of adverse events, injuries, reactions to vaccines. So first, what is VAERS? As I mentioned, VAERS stands for Vaccine Adverse Event Reporting System, and that's exactly what it is. It's a tool for certain government agencies to keep record of any adverse reactions to licensed vaccinations. It's co-managed by both the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, and the U.S. Drug and Food Administration. Who can report to VAERS? Anyone who experiences an adverse event to a vaccination can report to VAERS. If a medical provider considers a certain injury, reaction, or condition to be in response to a vaccination, they're required to report that to VAERS. Now, if you believe yourself that you had an adverse reaction to a vaccine, the public is also able to report that to VAERS. Now, why would you do it? This is an important tool for the government to keep track of trends, common injuries to vaccinations. It's a learning tool for them, and it helps the government identify potential injuries or common injuries to common vaccines. A couple more questions about VAERS that I see a lot. Is my report confidential? And yes, they will ask for the vaccine lot number and things like that, but your name will be kept confidential. And what's the process for reporting to VAERS? So you can find the VAERS reporting system on the CDC website, and they'll have an interactive page for you to enter all your information about the adverse events, the vaccine that you received, any details you have about it. A question that I get a lot is, do I have to report it to VAERS? Is my injury serious enough to report to VAERS? And odds are, if you're wondering or curious, if your injury is serious enough, or if you're considering the reaction to be atypical, then it's better to report it than not. So finally, the last question I get is, do I have to report to VAERS in order to file a petition in the Vaccine Injury Compensation Program? And the answer to that's no. They're not related. There's no requirement that you report to VAERS or show that there's a VAERS report in order to file a claim in the Vaccine Injury Compensation Program. However, if you know that your doctor didn't report it, or there is no report, it doesn't hurt to file a VAERS report if you're also going to be filing a petition in the Vaccine Injury Compensation Program.